congratulations to Robert Morris. Not just a good team, but an outstanding program. This is their 8th appearance in the NCAA tournament, and they've also had a number of NIT appearances. And what Andy's done is not just built a good team, but a really good program. And whenever you beat a team that's a good program, that means even more. They have a well-conceived offense, to take advantage of those individual skills of Reed, Jones, and Pryor. I mean, those 3 kids can really score the ball. I thought our defense was excellent tonight, and we obviously shared the ball really well. I mean, to have 28 assists in a game is fantastic. Our bench, especially Marshall and Emil, gave us a huge boost. They were real veterans in this game with offense and on defense they were outstanding, and then Quinn had another outstanding game. So, we feel good about our performance. Grayson got 12 minutes tonight. We weren't sure how long he would be able to play. Hopefully that's a sign of him getting back into really good health. So any questions that you all might have?
Okay, questions first for Quinn and Marshall. Please raise your hand. Let us get the handheld mic to you, and let us know who you are and who you're with. First question, second row to our left.
Vashti Hurt, Carolina Blitz. This question is for Quinn. Your leadership skills have really shown through this season. You were on a couple of the Duke teams that had some disappointing losses in the NCAA tournament. What did you tell to the younger guys on your team in order to get them motivated for the tournament, or did you need to tell them anything?
Yeah, it's a new year. It's a new team. It's a new season. We're 0-0. So, we've played in some big-time games and earned a spot here in the NCAA tournament. So, I just told them to be themselves. I don't want them thinking a lot, so I kind of, let them be themselves and, act instinctively. And, Justice and Ja made some big-time plays in the second half when they, cut it to 10. And, Ty's played, great again tonight, and Grayson, him being under the weather, him getting some minutes out there was good. So, going into the, game on Sunday, whoever we play, we have that confidence in one game under our belt.
Fourth row to the left.
TJ Fiorillo, HCC Digital. Quinn, when you have bigs inside like Jaleel and Marshall, how much easier does that make it for the guards?
A lot easier. A lot easier. They create so much attention. And, they're always talking on defense, helping us out, the guards with pick and roll situations. And, they carve a lot of space out. So for early drives, if we don't hit them, and, they're very unselfish. So when they get the ball inside, if they don't have a shot, they pass it out. So, it's those two make our jobs a lot easier as guards.
Next question to our right.
Quinn, Jonathan Jones, Charlotte Observer. You talked about telling the guys just be yourselves. How important, what kind of fine line is it to kind of be yourselves and be loose? Like it certainly seemed like you were, but then, when Ja missed that reverse dunk, and we'll obviously talk to Mike about that later, but just what's the fine line there of being yourselves, but also being into the game 100%?
Just making the right plays. I mean, we know what we need to do. We've played in big time games where we know we can't have that, and 2 points can end your season. So it's a freshman mistake. Ja knows that, and he bounced back from it. He made some big time plays when they made that run.
Middle of the room, third row.
Tom Welburn, WBFT. Either one of the players, after they cut it to 10, what did you do really well down the stretch?
Marshall?
I thought we really came together and responded. I think there was a timeout. They got a little emotional, and every team here is very capable of winning. They wouldn't be here if they weren't. So it can turn around just like that, and we've got to be ready and be able to respond. So I'd have to say it came from a little bit of emotion and drive that came from a timeout.
Quinn?
Yeah, like what Marshall said, Coach called a timeout, and he just told us, we're fine. We're missing some shots. We missed some open shots, and they hit some tough shots, and that's how the game goes. And crowd got some momentum to those guys, and we made some big time plays. Justice 3 was big time. For him to struggle in the first half and come out and have 6 big-time points was big for us. And, I hope it gives those guys confidence as freshmen, get that, good game under their belt. And, we'll be back on Sunday.
Other questions for Quinn and Marshall? To our right.
Yeah, Richard Walker, Gaston Gazette. Quinn, you hit your first couple of threes. How big is that to get it going? Because obviously it seemed to sustain you and it seemed your teammates throughout the game.
It's big. It's big, just for players' confidence, just to see a shot go in. And, myself and Tyus have a great chemistry. So, it's tough to guard. And, we work on that in practice. So, to see some shots go in, was great. And, caused a lot of attention. When I hit a couple, guys run out to me and open things up. So, coach is always telling me to keep shooting. Doesn't matter if I miss 6 in a row, miss 10 in a row. He always wants me to keep shooting. So that does a lot for my confidence as well.
Anyone else for Quinn or Marshall? Okay, thanks, guys. Congratulations. Head back to the locker room. Okay, questions for Coach? To our left.
Laura Keeley, Raleigh News and Observer. Mike, how do you draw the line between, guys having fun and being loose and not being as focused as they need to?
Well, you see it. I'm with them every day, and I know them. We have great relationships with our guys. So, especially in this tournament, you want them to be loose. I thought at the beginning of the game, a couple of our freshmen they didn't talk yet. John, Justice, they weren't talking. They weren't themselves. And that's why, Marshall and Emil coming in the game, gave us a huge boost. But I don't know, you just do it by feel. I know them well enough. I feel like I can get emotional, funny, serious, and they'll respond because of the relationships that are built. And it's my responsibility to spontaneously act when I do have a feel, when I do see something, and for them to react to me. And they've done that, and they did it tonight.
To our left again.
Aaron Beard with the AP, sort of following up on that. How much, I guess, what message were you trying to get across to your guys when you're teaching a young team in the tournament in that second half timeout?
Well, which second half timeout? We had a number of them.
When Jalil missed the dunk.
Yeah, well, you can't do that. I mean, that's the easy message. Don't do that. Especially don't do it when you've played 4 consecutive minutes and you're tired. And you just can't do that. So, I mean, that's an easy one.
To our right, Coach.
Coach, Marshall Plumlee seems to be really coming on lately. Is that something you're seeing in practice, or is it in the games, or a little bit of both?
Well, I think it's the last month, really. Marshall's been consistently good. He's had great practices. He's had mature veteran practices where he never takes a possession off. He's talking, he's sharp, and it really sets a good tone, and it translates, because he does that in the practice. And then in the game tonight, I mean, our guys threw 3 lobs to him, maybe 4. And, that's showing confidence in him. But he deserves that because he and Emil really did a great job for us tonight.
Back right.
Joe Menzer, Bleacher Report. Coach, could you talk about Quinn's leadership and just how the whole dynamic has worked so well with him and Tyus this year?
Yeah, well, it's been a fabulous dynamic. They have a great relationship. I saw in somebody's article, I do read articles, not everyone, but where someone had interviewed Austin Rivers, and Austin made a point, I think, which is very, very good, is that as a freshman, you don't know about how much you should talk about different things, and to have an upperclassman say that's what you should do, and especially when it's an upperclassman who has a big-time role on the team like Quinn does, we as coaches say these things, but when Quinn says them in his own language, in his own way, they resonate even better. And so, I mean, that's our 30th win. You know, he's led us to a fabulous season, and hopefully he'll lead us further into this tournament.
Front row to our left.
Coach, I'm with EM Sports. What gives you the drive that you have, that you win so much? You don't won national championships, you don't won regular season championship. What gives you, I mean, what motivates you and you keeps your drives up to keep winning like you do?
Well, I want to win. I still have the desire to prepare to win and want to win. But along with that, I have a responsibility to have the drive for the players that I have the privilege to coach. I mean, you know, I shouldn't coach unless I have the drive. And, you know, you can't fake it. You can't fake it, and these kids deserve it. It's their moment. That's why I don't like to bring up what's been done in the past, whether we've won or we've lost, because we've already done that. It's what you're doing right now and how emotionally and mentally ready you can be, you know, to help your team. And my staff's done a good job, and I love my guys. You know, it's easy to do that. For me, it's always come easy to have drive. Now, not necessarily smarts, or, you know, sometimes I haven't been the smartest guy or whatever, but the passion to win has never been a thing I've run out of yet.
Right in front of you, Coach.
Tom Welborn, WBFT. Mike, when you came back after the ACC tournament, preparation for this tournament, what was the demeanor of the practices? High? Was there any letdown?
No, good. And again, we tried to prepare for this like we did for the ACC tournament, and in that we had like a little bit of we had about 40 minutes of contact the first day just to get back to playing some defense, but then after that was individual work, 5-on-0. And to try to get fresh. We also, you know, Grayson didn't practice until he got here. The open practice here was the first time Grayson has played this week since the ACC tournament. And then Quinn was sick last week, so we wanted to make sure he wasn't run down. And then Josh started, we saw some improvement with him. And, you know, that's what we've done. You know, we thought we played great, you know, in the first game of the ACC tournament. For some reason, we didn't play as well for more than half of a game, and then we almost won that game. And so we weren't going to punish our guys or anything like that. We didn't want to wear them out. We wanted to get them healthy.
Once again, to our left.
Coach, Robert Morris runs usually 3-guard set. You guys had a lot of success in the front court. Was that something you saw coming in? Said, hey, that's maybe something we can exploit?
Well, I don't know about exploiting it, but what we tried to do is not let them walk into their offense. And when they walk into their offense, then they have more energy. You have 3 explosive players. This way they have to, even if we didn't turn them over, we didn't think we were going to turn them over, although we did a couple times. Was more to get them working in their offense already and maybe having them out a little bit further than if they just walked into it. And overall, it was good. It was good, and I thought Matt did a really good job. You know, Matt sets a tone defensively for us.
Right in front of me, Coach.
Hey, Al Featherston, Access Sport. I just wanted you to talk about Justice in the stretch after they cut it to 10. He hit a 3. Took 2 defensive rebounds, length of the court, 1 for the layup, 1 to feed Tyus for the 3. He really kind of kick-started you at that point.
Well, he made the biggest play of the game, you know, when it was down to 10. Robert Morris, you know, fought the entire game and put themselves in a position with double-digit minutes to maybe win the game. And Justice had 6 points, but the 3 points were worth a lot. I don't know how many points, a lot. And then his verve during that time and during that time, all of a sudden it went from 10 to 18 real quick. And but that was, you know, I mean, that was the key part of the game, and Justice was key along with Ja during that time to get us back. Because there's a lot of game, the tournament's different, and you can get a lot of pressure on yourself and have no pressure on the other team when they're placed in a position like that. And Justice really responded.
Anyone else?
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Appreciate it.